What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Seeing the relationship between Chloe Kitts and Dawn Staley, how they first met when Chloe was just a young, up-and-coming basketball camper at one of Dawn Staley's camps, seeing them win a national championship, seeing her, commit to South Carolina, come early, wait her time, win a national championship, and now blossom into the number one option on this team has been just tremendous to watch, honestly, man. Chloe Kitts, we've seen her minutes dwindle a little bit just because they've been up in so many games that she hasn't had to play. But she's made the most of every opportunity she's gotten. She's taken that next step. She's delivered in big games for them majority of the season, minus UCLA. Like, Chloe Kitts has definitely come through. And Coach Dawn Staley has some high praise for her star as she continues to develop in year 3.
Chloe wants it bad. Sometimes it works for her and sometimes it works against her. Today it worked for her. Just as early as yesterday, she's just like, basically, she's telling me I don't believe in her. Like, where you get that from? Like, what are you? Part of it is, you can look at the minutes, and her minutes decreased over Thanksgiving. But, we were winning by 30, 40 points, and sometimes allowing some youngsters to get some minutes that will strengthen our team. You may look at it as, I don't believe in her. She did take some bad shots, and, over Thanksgiving, and I took her out because of it. She didn't take bad shots. She didn't take bad shots today. And because of that, she gets this kind of performance. When she takes bad shots, it kind of lends itself to not being able to right the track. Because if she's taking a bad shot, if Ashton takes a bad shot, if Joyce takes a bad shot, we're a bad shooting team. So my expectation is for her to take better shots so she can set the example because she can score. Like, she can really score the basketball. So I'm happy because Chloe pours into herself. Like, she does all the right things in regards to prepping herself. She does all the right things in making lifestyle changes, lifestyle changes in order for her to play this way. Like, she wants to be a pro, so she's active in doing things and creating habits that will help her. So I want basketball to repay her for that, like, every time she steps on the floor, because there's so many that they just come to practice and that's it. They don't do any extra. She does all the extra. So I want basketball to repay her in this way a lot more times than it has.
Talk about growth, going from year 1 only playing 6.9 minutes per game, 1.6 rebounds, 1.6 points per game. Not really a huge contributor sitting behind the freshies. The next year, she steps it up a bit. Helps lead this team to a national championship, started majority of the season playing 18.6 minutes per game, jumped up to 9.1 points and 5.9 rebounds, deferring, of course, to Camila Cardoso, who was the number one option. Now, this season, she has become the number one option. Playing time is a little bit misleading because they've had some blowouts and she sat out, but 19.9 minutes per game, 12.1 points per game, 8.4 rebounds. She was averaging a double-double for a majority of the beginning part of the season. Almost averaging an assist, 1.3 steals, half a block. And the field goal percentage has, it has been up and down. She's definitely taken some bad shots at times. And Coach Dawn Staley talked about that. But when you talk about just pure development, we saw her working on her perimeter game in the lab. We saw her continuing to improve on the jump shot, the mid-range, which I think she needs to be more aggressive and get some more shots up in the mid-range. But the post game has improved. She's put on some muscle. She's got more aggressive on the glass. she has been very efficient for the most part of the year. Some games have been off, but with South Carolina, it's any given night, anybody's night. But Chloe Kitts has definitely proven that she is ready to be the alpha for this group, to be the number one scoring option. And when they bounce back against Duke, Chloe Kitts played a big game. When they bounced back against Iowa State, Chloe Kitts was solid. The game that they really needed her, the only knock I really have is that UCLA game. But seeing how she's progressed and become the number one option on this team is incredible. And I think it just shows the testament of her sticking around the program, waiting her turn, and continuing to just get better year by year. And when they match up against TCU, man, Chloe Kitts is definitely going to have to be a big part of what they're doing, for sure. They need to make sure they're getting her touches down low. She runs the floor extremely well. Don't miss her on those fast breaks opportunities, because she's beating her man down the floor 9 times out of 10. Most fours are not keeping up with Chloe Kitts. I still think that she is just scratching the surface on her game, though, to be honest, man. I think the WNBA will open her a game up to an entirely different level that we haven't seen. Just being more of a 3-level scorer, being able to handle the basketball a bit more and put it on the floor. I think we continue to see her game extended. Now, this is a deep front court, man. I mean, you bring back Ashlyn Watkins, who everybody thought was going to be the star of this team. You look at it, you still got Sanaya Fagan playing big minutes and everly improving. Somebody that has waited her turn with this lineup as well. You also got Joyce Edwards into the fold now, playing 20 minutes per game. You still have Miriam Dowda, who joins this team from Arkansas in the transfer portal. Sakima Walker, Adele Tack. So there are a lot of mouths to feed, man. But Chloe Kitts is definitely getting hers this season. I predicted that she would have a breakout year before this season even started. Predicted that she would be a big-time player for South Carolina. And she has continued to be that player that Don Staley can count on for the most part. Up and down, I just love how she has continued to just improve on her game. I think whatever happens, if a national championship run is on the horizons, another national championship run, Chloe Kitts is going to have something to say about it. They're going to need her against Sedona Prince as well, man. TCU is absolutely no joke. This is going to be a mega matchup that they have on their hands, and they are definitely going to need Chloe Kitts to play big-time basketball when they match up, because TCU is no joke, and going on the road is never an easy situation at all either. Playing in that atmosphere. The coach from TCU has already talked about how they're going to pack these stands and really make some noise, and he's calling out the crowd because he knows this big-time matchup that's coming, man. You got the defending national champions, TCU, not a national powerhouse, but they're going to have a big-time matchup, man, and it's going to be exciting to see. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about the latest and the greatest. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. That is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.